Hello again, viewers, and welcome back to another episode of the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Bruce, aka Solomon. Mr. Chama, congrats. First of all,
Good.
congrats. I can see all the whole screen is Liverpool. Like I said before, this is a
Yeah.
Liverpool. So it's you have the floor.
Well, but so today I wanted to even tie my head with the Liverpool scarf and all those things, but when they have, I'm
Yeah, this is all yours,
yeah,
man. Congrats on winning the league 4 games, in advance, basically. No last day helter skelter, what do you call it again,
no
race
last
for the
day
title,
drama.
nothing.
Mhm.
No drama, nothing. It's
Yeah.
just very boring. Liverpool is ahead of everybody else title, which is good. I mean, nobody expected this. Like we said last season, I remember we had a chat where we were like, man, Klopp is leaving, there's going to be a lot of change coming. This manager, we have to give him time. And here he is, first season, pretty easily, won the league, in my opinion. But yeah,
Mm.
well deserved, man. Well deserved.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We did not see it coming. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. Even if you look at the predictions at the start of the seasons, I think everybody predicted Liverpool to be outside of the, of the top,
Mm,
like at least outside of the lead. We would have expected them to qualify for the Champions League, maybe because of
yep.
the quality of players that Klopp left there. So, but to be the champions at the end of the season, I think that was not something that was expected by any of us. To the point I was kind of happy to let players like Salah go because I feel they were aging. I wouldn't say this season, but at least last season I was there. That maybe we don't need to keep him when his contract was almost about to end. So why not get some money for him and then try to build another team, another
Reinvest,
squad for
yeah.
the new manager coming. But look at him right now. He has against all odds he has produced a season that it has never been seen. I would say in the Premier League in terms of the numbers output that he has put in. So it's been crazy, pleasantly happy, pleasantly surprised, of course. Uh, but in some way too, I would say not so surprised because of the quality of players we have. Because I always believe that in the league, only Manchester City, I believe, was a better team than Liverpool, at least pound for pound, player for player. But with Klopp going, it was not something that you were seeing because, like, replacing an iconic manager like him is never easy, and you guys have learned that the hard way. It's
It's
never
not
easy
easy,
to
yeah.
replace a very iconic manager, especially the stature that club had at the club. But Arne Slot has did that with ease, and he deserves all the credit of the world, to yeah, like over the weekend I was on live, and I was telling them club will be coming to celebrate this trophy with Arne Slot, and people were saying clubs will not come and all those things, because he said they're gonna take the spotlight of Arne Slot and all those things, which I say, well, Arne
I don't
Slot
think
will
you
get all
can,
the
no.
credit.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't think, and the club will not even want to take the spotlight of Arne Slot. But the fact that Liverpool is one big family, I would say Arne Slot will be happy to see club come in and grace this occasion as well. So there's no problem with us. For us, I think the problem was coming only from the from the rival fans. Why is club coming? He did not do anything. Why is he coming here and
Honestly,
lifting?
like personally, for me, I don't care. Like you guys won. I didn't even want to watch the game, but I didn't have anything else to watch, so I was like, let me just watch the game. As soon as you guys won, I just switched off my TV and went about my business. Don't even think about it.
When
Don't
about
want to
your
see
business.
celebration pictures. Don't want to see celebration videos. Man, that's it.
No,
It's just
you
another game.
have to
Liverpool
see.
won. Cool.
We haven't
Yeah.
even started because it's still we have four game weeks to do the proper
I
celebration.
know. I
Yesterday
know.
that
I
was
know.
just the
Yeah.
the feeling of you have done it, but the
Mhm.
feeling of the celebration is not yet there. So well, brace yourself. More is coming. So you better block yourself
It's
in all
fine.
the
Like
groups.
it's fine. I think I'm kind of used to this now. I've gotten a lot of practice from Man City. When Man City wins, like honestly, I just see the pictures, I just scroll away. It's like
But
it's
I
like
think
it's
I
like
I
I have
think
a
it's different
blank.
feeling. Liverpool and Manchester City, right? It's different
No,
feeling.
really, no,
Liverpool winning
no.
and Manchester.
Funnily enough, for me, I get
Uh,
more annoyed and more like kind of like it affects me more when Man City wins it. because we are like
uh,
basically rivals in the same city. You know what I mean? Like it's like
uh,
okay, one city is winning in the other city. What's going on? You know, and it's like little brother, big brother kind of thing. You know, that for me that's more painful. But still, for you guys, where it
seriously.
actually hurts, yeah, where it hurts for me is
Uh,
like the number of titles. Like you guys have 20 of equal. So that's the thing. We always wanted to have that extra. Or we came behind. We now
mhm,
had more, and then we had like added 3 or 4 more, and then you guys had to catch up. And then it's been since Alex left,
mhm,
we still haven't added to that, which is a shame. But I hope this will motivate like our owners that hey, you guys need to do something. Like like it doesn't make any sense. We are almost closer to relegation zone. Liverpool are up there winning it. So like, what's going on here? We need to bridge that gap as soon as possible. We thought we were close, but clearly we are not. So yeah.
mhm. No, definitely.
Mhm.
I can remember. I can I can remember a couple of seasons ago, United finished ahead of Liverpool, right? That was this. No, it's 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when
Was it
the season after Liverpool
um
win the league, the season that
Ole?
Van Dijk got the season end.
I think
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it no? There was
yeah,
one
yeah,
time
yeah.
when there was one time I think Mourinho finished second. Ole also kind of finished
No, that
second, if
was.
I'm not wrong.
I think that was Ole. I think that was Ole. Ole
That was
finished
Ole. Okay.
second. Yeah. I
Okay.
believe so because that was the season that Van Dijk got his career like season-ending injury, and
Yeah,
Liverpool
but
were
it,
having that struggle
what's
that
his
season.
name? Yeah, what's the
Yeah,
keeper? Where the keeper took him out? That's a few years ago,
Pickford,
right?
Pickford.
3 years ago. So yeah,
Yeah, that's a,
three
that's a,
four
that's
years
a
ago.
few years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's in United finished second, and they thought, okay, we have made that leap. Now we are
I
like
wasn't convinced, like because yeah. Go ahead.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because again, it was a season where all the teams around United except Manchester City, was absolutely outstanding. Um, Liverpool, I think they had to fought back to get into the top four that season. Very very
I
very
remember.
difficult
Yeah,
season for
yeah.
Liverpool. You can
hmm
remember when Alisson scored that goal, that headed goal. There was a lot of problems with Liverpool in the defense and stuff. And then Liverpool finished third that season behind Man United, and Arsenal was nowhere what they are right now. They were not that. And Chelsea, of course,
Yeah.
they have not been Chelsea since I cannot remember when. Even though that season, I think they won the Champions League as well. But
Champions League. Yeah,
the
I think
league, they
so.
were
Unexpectedly.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were absolutely exactly. They were absolutely terrible in the league. So yeah, United were not like it was a 4 second. I would say that was a 4 second
Yeah,
because
that's the
of
thing. That's if you ask any true United fan that's been following you, they will tell you that was like okay, it was second basically. But it's not
Mhm.
like our team
Yeah.
progressed or we are improving or we caught up with Man City because I think that the gap was like almost 20 points or so, if I remember correctly.
Mm.
It was still a big gap
Yeah, yeah,
between Man City and
yeah. It was a
us. It
huge gap.
wasn't the
I
second. It's not
Yeah.
like everybody else was poor and we just happened to be the best of the poor bunch. That was it. Yeah.
Exactly. I think Manchester got about 70 something point that season. Man City were at 90 something points. So
Yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah. It
was
was
like almost 20
20,
points,
20 plus goals.
almost a
Yeah.
20-point gap. The season ended like very very early that year. Man City won the
Yep.
title very very early. Mm. So yeah, you guys need to step up a little bit more. And
There's a lot
again,
of work that needs
if
to be
I
done.
was
Yeah.
United, if I was in Manchester United shoes, again, I'm a person of numbers. All the time it's about numbers. Yeah, since Alex left, you guys have not reached the 80 points mark. So the target has to be let's get to the 80, and then next maybe 85, and then next, and then you start going
Before
up.
we get before we
But
get
it's
there,
not.
let's start scoring goals first. you,
Okay,
you
start
gotta
scoring.
you
Fine,
gotta
fine.
you gotta get 80 points or think about getting 80 points when you can't score. I saw what do you call it? Expected goals. We have the one of the best expected goals. So what's the problem? We
Mhm,
don't have good finishers. We don't have strikers. We don't have people that can put the ball at the back of the net. I think that's what they're going to work on
mhm.
this transfer window. But anyways, yeah, I think I've almost given you 10 minutes. Let's go into FPL basically.
Yeah.
So gaming
we
34 is
kind of
still
we
on.
kind of we kind of covered the fan corner
The
in
fan
a
fan
way.
corner, exactly. So basically, yeah, I think that we brought the fan corner first segment, so we can actually, give you all your credit. Liverpool definitely. We'll probably talk some more later on about Liverpool, and maybe you can give
Yeah,
us like a summarized view of how the season went. So gaming
definitely.
34 as it stands, there's one more game to go, which is I think Wednesday, tomorrow or Thursday. With
Mhm.
Brentford playing Nottingham Forest away. So that's the only game that's left. So
Yeah.
right now, Okay, can you share so far how many points you have? Your free hit, whether it went well or it's going well, didn't go well.
Yeah, I think I was quite happy with the free hit because I got all the players who were at the top of the points. I got 86 points. I think that's it for me,
Wow.
86,
Yeah.
because even though I got Gibbs White on the bench, he's not gonna come in because I biasly started my boy Minte, even though I was kind of feeling that he was not going to start, and he did not. And he came on, and he had a very good impact in the game. To be honest, if you watch the Brighton game, he was really really good. He came on, and then Brighton came from 2-1 down to win that game 3-2, and he had a hand in both the goals that they scored. So at least that was good. That was refreshing.
Good. Yeah.
I had him and Mitoma. I did the midfield double. Both of them, they were a bench. And I saw that, I was like, wow. And then Mitoma came on and score one of the, he scored the equalizer in their, remontada. But in goal, I had Pope. Pope was my keeper. In defense, I went with Ayad Nouri, Trent, and Trippier. All of them gave me a return. I think all of them got an assist. Trippier got a couple of assists, Trent got one, and Ayad Nouri got one assist plus a clean sheet. And then you look at the midfield, I had Minty, like I said, off the bench, 1 point. Mitoma off the bench with a goal, 6 points. Palmer, I think you said it last week. Palmer, he should not be anywhere near our team these days, and he's continued to prove that. Chelsea won, but he was not involved in anything. Just give me a clean sheet, 1 point, and then Salah captain, 16 points. Up top, you have Isaac, with Welbeck and Cunha. Trippier and Cunha, 15 points. Those were massive. I haven't had this kind of points in a very long time, so I kind of celebrated that one. I really enjoy having this big week. The only disappointment I have from the free hit was Jose Sa was supposed to be in my free hit team. Like he was supposed to be, but do you know what happened? I was so lazy to look for him in the list. Like, this is how bad I am in FPL. So I was looking for Jose Sa because, to be honest, my free hit, I played it within 3 minutes or 2 minutes, just looking at players, and then looking at the fixtures, and then just putting players there. It was so bad, but then it turns out very good. So Jose Sa, I was looking for him in the list. I cannot find him. Okay, let me just put Ariola there because I have Pope. But I wanted to have that, but I ended up with another Wolves player. So when I saw him save a penalty and then kept the clean sheet, I was like,
yeah, that would have been,
and do that one. Yeah, but maybe, who knows? If I had him, I would not have started him, probably too, because he would have been in place of Ariola, and I have Pope. So it would have been between him and Pope who to start. I would have started Pope because of Newcastle is the better team and all those things. But at least I would have him in my squad. So 86 points is a good one. I think I moved
That's
from
a good score, man. That's a good score, yeah.
1 million. I'm now in around 600,000. So who knows? Maybe I can push for
just
the 500,000.
just one game week. Just one game week, and you're already there. I've been struggling in that 500,000 range for like 10 game weeks now. But yeah, whilst yours was a success, I think mine, to be honest, I don't think it was. I think let me share mine. I think 67 is very poor. A lot of things went against me, to be honest. I had a good team. Yeah, I mean, Kepa in goal with 3 points. I'll take that. Cucurella with 6, Aït-Nouri with 11, Livramento. So people that went with 3P like yourself, you guys hold. Meanwhile, I got Livramento. Even though you got a clean sheet, but I was like, man, just slim margins. Imagine if I had gone with 3P. Gordon. I kind of risked this one because I was thinking Gordon is coming back. Probably he's always, if he's fit, he plays. He's always like a really good high ceiling player. But didn't really get the points. But I was like, it's got my. In fact, I was praying that he didn't get any minutes so that my bench Semenyo could come in. So when I saw that he started, I was like, oh,
how many points? Semenyo, how many points?
9. I don't know what I'll show you my bench. You can see my bench. Before we go to my bench, you can just see. So Palmer with 3. Palmer, man, this is a funny. Initially he wasn't in my team. I said, let me just watch some FPL videos, and then probably just get an idea because I already had my team, my draft. So I said, let me just watch and see maybe if I need to make any changes or consider any player that I'm not really thinking about. I watched FPL Raptor and he had Palmer and he convinced me to get Palmer. I was like, you know what, let me just get Palmer in. It's fine. And then my gut says that Palmer was not going to do well against Everton. But then here we are. I got Palmer in. I was like, yeah, I guess every time I make these decisions where I don't really go with my gut, this is what happens. But it's FPL, it's meant to be fun. So I just decided to have fun with this free hit, even though it didn't go as planned. But I had fun picking players I really own that I wanted to own throughout the season. That's how I play my free hit, to be honest. Yeah. So Salah, obviously, who I should have captain, but I think it was boring. I said, let me captain Salah. Let me captain somebody else. I captain Isaac with 12 points.
Maybe Cunha would have been the exciting captain.
Cunha would have been the best. I was like, man, so Evan Nielsen, who I thought was going to do well, this one, I was like, okay, this guy, I'm convinced he's going to do well. Got the red card against us. And this is very strange because I hardly pick players.
Did he get a red card? I didn't even know.
Yeah, he got a red card. Yeah. He got a red card. Even though he got the assist. So basically, he got a red card. He got an assist. I think.
And then okay, that's why he got two. That's why he ended up in 2 points.
That's why he got 2. Yeah. So yeah. And then Cunha with 15. My bench was the one that was supposed to. I was like, man. So you see the bench. I have Semenyo with 9 points. First bench. Second, Sessegnon with 11 points. And then Trent with his 5 points. I wasn't gonna play Trent. I guess maybe to have him in my team because I had a lot of money. I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Let me just get somebody who's expensive. I still have
but that brings me back to why you went with Livramento instead of Trippier. Was it because you think Livramento was on par with Trippier in terms of, because if both players are started, we know what Trippier can offer you, right? Because he's an attacking fullback who can set pieces. He's on everything. So if you have all that money on your bench, why didn't you just transfer the money to the Trippier? Like, why did you prefer?
To be honest, I didn't think about Trippier. This whole season, he's been either injured or on the bench. He's never really had form until like a few game weeks ago. So he wasn't even on my mind at all. Livramento, even though like I knew that Newcastle had the better fixture, I just wanted to get a Newcastle defender. I would have even gotten like Fabian Schär, but I was like, let me just get that. I don't like getting defenders. I like getting like wing backs. So I was like, okay, Livramento has been pretty solid this season. Even though I wasn't expecting him to do anything, I just wanted that clean sheet point. So I got what I wanted. I just never considered Trippier, which is something I was like, okay, that's a miss from me. I wish I had known more about the team to know that Trippier was at least getting into the team more often than before, like during the
since Hall got injured. Actually, since Hall got injured, I think that was in the what competition were they playing? I think that was in the FA Cup or something. He got a season-ending injury, so he was out for the season. Then, Livramento came in and then started playing left back. I know this. And then, Trippier came in. Even in the League Cup final, Trippier started at right back. He got the assist for their second goal. That was the goal that Dan Bond scored. So he has been getting assists here and there. But like you say, he is not up there like the previous
season, like before. Yeah,
the best
definitely
defender. So it's easy for him to go out of your horizon.
I didn't pay attention. I was like, man, I wish I had paid more attention to this Newcastle team, because they had, in my opinion, they had the best fixture on paper that they're going into this game.
Exactly. Yeah, but again, too, I think I mentioned him last week. Maybe you did not focus too much on it, but because he was in my team, right?
Oh, really?
Like,
he was in your team. I remember.
He was in my team. Yeah, not just in the free hit team. He was in my team. So. Yeah, maybe I've not been that FPL guy where I will try to justify player picks and stuff like that this season. So my bad too as well.
The one I'm disappointed about is Sessegnon, because I was kind of like, man, this guy, you know me and like players that are on form. I knew he was going to do well, regardless, even though he got the assist, because he's now playing like a kind of like a winger or whatever. I never watched him, but I knew that he was doing well. The past 2 or 3 games, like each and every like game, he's probably getting all the bonus points. He's probably like his XG is high.
He scored against us. India win.
All the nice stats you would like to have for like a fullback playing as a winger. You would like to have.
Yeah.
I don't know why, or whether I was tired or whatever the case may be, And I just found him on my bench. I was like, where did I even make this decision anyways? Like, I was so surprised.
But don't be so hard. Don't be so hard on yourself as well, because all your defenders delivered. This is very rare.
All of them. All of them.
All of them delivered. Yep. So you got the 3. You got 3 that delivered. So yeah, I understand you want to have the one with the more points and all that. But at the end of the day, I think we didn't
course.
make a wrong decision because Cucurella kept the clean sheet. Ayat Nuris got a clean sheet and got an assist. Livramento got a clean sheet. It's just that there were some players who were, get more than the average points or more than the points you would expect. So that's why it's a little bit, tough to take. But I think you should not be so hard on yourself. It was still a
Yeah,
good
like
pick defensively.
even though you could have been better. Like I don't like having points on the bench, but it could have been better. Like obviously, but it's like when I was playing this chip, I was like, oh, this is fun. I was getting players, like I think the free hit has become like a chip that I actually enjoy playing because I like having new players that I don't have in my actual team. So it's like get a chance to get these players, and like, oh, I got this player this week. Oh, let me see what he can do for me. And it was fun. It was really fun.
Fun,
So I think obviously we're not going to do the. It's been a while since we did the mini league update.
Yeah, because of there's been a lot of double game weeks.
It's always been double game weeks, and I think
and it does not make sense to look at the table for
where there's some game where there's still more games to go. But I think what we'll do, we'll just go to our fan corner. So obviously we did a preview of a fan corner before we started with that. So I think now I'll just give you the floor for you to just give us your whole summary of the season, like what were your expectations, like how the season went, and like you winning it now. Maybe for those of us that were not actually following Liverpool to the extent, but you give us your fan view of the whole season, basically.
Yeah, it was a season where we don't have any expectation. There was no expectation whatsoever. Of course, it's Liverpool FC. You will have expectation. If I say there was no expectation, I mean there was no expectation to win the league, for example. And then we ended up there, so that makes it even more special. It was not just the observers who did not expect Liverpool to win, but also Liverpool fans were just expecting us to try to have a decent season, get back into Europe, and then try to build from there. And then if you look at the way our season started, it did not start well at all. Every player we wanted to buy, they turned us down. And then we went to the point. It was so funny that people will say reject FC. Yeah. It was.
I remember.
Really
frustrating.
But the thing is, I think we kind of have if you look at the squad we have, we always believe in those players. It's been a long time that we believe in these players. For me personally, most of those players, I keep saying the same thing. Players like Van Dijk, he's the best in his position. Now he proved that. Of course, Salah, he's one of the best in his position. That's the feeling I had. And then you look at players like Alisson. I always say he's the best goalkeeper in the league. You look at Trent. For me, he's a generational talent. He's different class of player. What he can do from that position, there's no player who can do it. Robertson has been one of the best left backs in the league. Not this season, but he has been one of the best left backs in the league. And then I keep telling people, Ibu Konate is one of the best central defenders. Arsenal keep bragging about their two central defenders, that is Gabriel and Saliba. But I feel Ibu Konate, he can break that up because he's that good of a central defender. You have players like McAllister, World Cup winner. Szoboszlai, the captain of Hungary. He was a very good player. Of course, he did not end the season well last season. And then you have players around in up top like Diaz, like the Jotas. All these players will chip in with something. So overall, the squad was not a squad that cannot win a league. It was not a squad that cannot win a league. But it was not a squad we expect to win a league because they have a new manager coming in. The team was going into transition. We had some problematic position, especially in the defensive midfield area. We did not expect Gravenberch to come in and then do what he did. That one, I was not expecting that at all. But, the guy came in, the coach trusted him in that position. He had a wonderful first half of the season. The second half of the season did not go
he struggled
really well for him. He struggled a bit.
I don't think he struggled. I think he just didn't live up to that. He didn't continue the form of the first half of the season. But he didn't really drop off like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that is the biggest surprise for me in the Liverpool season. Other than winning the league, I think Gravenberch, his emergence was the biggest surprise for me. Pleasant, of course, biggest pleasant surprise. But then you look at our attackers, our strikers, they were not all that. you look at Jota and Darwin. We do not have a striker in this season. We win the league without a striker. Of course, Salah has taken up that mantle by scoring all the goals, creating all the chances. But the central striker, we win the league without a central striker. So I see you crying sometimes about you need a striker to score goals and all those kind of things. But
no. What I mean as a striker is attack line. They don't
anybody
score.
who can score. Anybody can score.
It's
Anybody
only
there.
Bruno. And it's like we need Bruno in two positions. We need Bruno in the 10, and we also need Bruno in midfield because the creation and the scoring is our problem. And we've had last season, I think we overperformed because we were not creating many chances. So what you see like all of them, McTominay were scoring goals, like last minute goals and stuff like that, So they overperformed. This season is the reverse. This season there were a lot of like chances, good chances that we created, especially from Bruno, creating chances. Like because they string some passes together. But the execution is the problem. For some reason, Garnacho forgot how to score. Haaland, forget about it. He's
getting a lot of sticks. Like Garnacho, he's getting a lot of sticks from United fans. Garnacho, I don't know why.
My personal opinion is he shouldn't be a starter in our team. Where he is in his football career. But he's a good squad player. He's supposed to develop and come into the team. But we shouldn't be relying on him. Which we did last season. He
should be like a Harvey Elliott.
Yes, Harvey like coming in. But because he's still young. Like you're supposed to have like really established like players that like the Salahs in your team where Garnacho can look up to, and they won't have to burden that pressure at this age.
Yeah, he don't have that.
So now
he don't have that at United. Yeah.
Ten Hag used him as an impact player and then saw that okay, this guy was scoring, even though he was just running and then finishing the chances. Most of the chances was like overperforming, but he didn't really develop and like round out his
and he came up with a little bit of ego, right? And
then he felt like actually he was because we were relying on him. He was saving us, so obviously he deserved that.
I get your point. I get your point. Harvey Elliott's expectation is he should be starting at Liverpool, but he is not yet there for Liverpool to be relying on him week in, week out. Even though I sometimes feel the coach did not give him the chance like he deserved, but still you can see why, because of the players who are in front of him. Like Salah,
you have all the players, you have all these top players there. Yeah. So
exactly. Even said it
exactly.
He even said it in one of his interviews. They said, okay, Harvey Elliott, if we bench him, if we start in the team, he has to take 2 spots. If he don't take Salah's spot, he has to take Szoboszlai's spot. And Szoboszlai, the impact he gives this coach.
He does in the team.
Where is he going to start?
That's true.
So at the end of the day, you have to look at it in context. But going back, again, the problems in the start of the season, you remember the contracts. There was the Salah, there was the Van Dijk, there was the Trent contract situation, going on. I've been, crying about those things a lot. Of course, I would say 60% of it has been solved because Trent is the only one who is still yet to sign. And, who knows, maybe he might have a change of heart.
I heard that he might sign. I heard that he's planning, trying to change his mind. I don't know. Maybe it's just rumors.
Well, we don't know. He can only tell that. Yeah, so he's the only one who can say. And then, he's giving his cards on his chest. So anything you are hearing out there, you don't trust anything until Trent comes out. Yeah, until Trent comes out and say, this is what I am going to do. But he ended up having a very good season. I would not say it's his best season at Liverpool, but it was a good season enough. I think it was good enough for him to be in a team of the season or something. He had a decent season. I think he scored 3 goals and then got at least 6 assists for Liverpool, almost 10 goal involvement. And then, Arne Slot has changed the way we play in terms of defending. The fullbacks are not supposed to be so high like before. They are more focused on the defending part of their game than the attacking aspect. And then the season started. All of a sudden, we were flying. Champions League, we were flying. In the League Cup, we are flying. In every single competition, we are flying. And all of a sudden, things take a halt at some stage in the season, and that kind of took away some of that joy for us. But again, of course, when we win the league on Sunday, it was a massive feeling because sometimes you tend to take these things for granted, but it was
granted, definitely.
Definitely. Because last time we won the league, what happened? We won it.
COVID. There were no fans. There were no fans there. There was no fans there.
Even though we enjoy it because it was 30 years before Liverpool win a league. So no matter what the circumstances, we're gonna enjoy it, And that was the case that time. But it was different. This time you have the full house, and then you are winning it in front of your fans. even winning a title in front of your fan is very rare sometimes, because sometimes you are going an away game. For example, Manchester City are playing their final game against what was it, Aston Villa, I think, away to Aston Villa, when they win the league 2 seasons ago. You know, of course, your fans are there, but it's the minority. But you are talking about the full house, your own stadium, you win the game, and then you win the league. It's a completely different feeling, to be honest. And it was not something we expected. And we are still surprised, to be honest. I'm still surprised that Liverpool are here right now, to be honest. But yeah, it's been a great feeling. And hopefully,
Yes.
you know, this could be something that Anna Slot can build from. Because don't forget, we did not spend any penny last summer. We only spent on what was his name, Chiesa. We were on a minus
That's a loan.
net spend.
That's a loan, right?
We
Yeah,
we
that's a loan.
yeah we bought him for 14 million, very low price,
Oh, you bought him?
like low price.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought it was a
low price,
loan. Okay. Ah.
because he was getting an injury, and then they bought him for 12, 13 million, something like that. But then Liverpool were on the negative side for net spend, because they sell more than they bought, so they were on the negative side. Like, there was no any form of expectation. And don't forget, there was this 114 million we wanted to spend for Caicedo 2 years ago, and we never spent that money. That money is still sitting there, And then what we were supposed to spend last summer and this season too, maybe there is one or two players who might leave. If Trent leave, maybe you have to address those kind of problems. And there are other players. Darwin Nunes, I think he's gonna leave this summer. Unfortunately, my boy, and even Diaz, who knows? He can leave.
I
Last
heard
summer
there are
he could
rumors
have
about
left.
him, yeah,
Yeah,
leaving.
because we wanted to sign Gordon, right? Last summer we wanted to sign Gordon. Newcastle changed their mind in the end after they sell Minte. They did not want to sell any other of their attacking players as well. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, but at the same time, I feel watching this Champions League yesterday, I feel it should have been us. I still cannot forgive Arne Slot for not, eliminating PSG after winning the first game away from home, because it has never happened. I've never watched Liverpool win the first leg away from home and then get eliminated in the Champions League. That was the first time it happened, and I don't think it should be happening. I don't think we should be lost in a tie at Anfield, especially having the advantage of the away win for the first time. So that
It's
kind
very
of
strange.
took
Yeah, it's very strange.
yeah, it's strange. So that took a lot from me. And then you lost the League Cup against Newcastle in those circumstances.
Yeah, that was the strangest too. Yeah, I was like, you guys.
Yeah,
It seems like losing to PSG that week was terrible for you guys. It seems like losing to PSG in the
exactly.
Champions League kind of put your mood off. You were not. You guys did not show up for that final. You did not show up for that final.
You can see in the pot. You can see in the pot. To be
Definitely,
honest, I was not
yeah,
myself. It
definitely.
was really bad. To be honest, I knew I was here, but I was not here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was not a good feeling at all. And the same thing, FA Cup. How did we get knocked out? We got knocked out by the team that was bottom in the championship, or in the whatever was it, team in the championship. They were bottom of the league. We lost against Plymouth. Yeah, we lost against Plymouth in the FA Cup. We get eliminated in all three cups in a way that it should not be happening. That's why I was a little bit half mixed feeling. But again, the winning the league was everything for us. All those things, even the Champions League was a bonus at this stage. At this stage for us, it's a bonus. The league is something that is our holy grail, like they say. The league was our holy grail. So winning it, we realize how big that is. Yeah, and now number 20, equal to United, you guys.
Man, we need to I think it's now time for us to like be serious and get to work. Our part owners, the Sejim, Ineos. I mean, they're making moves. They're kind of stumbling into decisions making. They didn't do everything right. Last season I think last summer was the first time we actually got like really good signings that okay, you know what, these are quality players. But it seems like the mistakes of all the years before under the Glazers finally have this is like the culmination of everything that they have been doing wrong. It's like before we can get away with it. Before we used to like play badly, the club is run really poorly, but then somehow we sign big players and they come and people over the cracks. We just get Champions League football, even though you can tell that this team is not where it needs to be. But now finally we get like a good enough coach, but then everything else we can't spend the money that we spend because we are terrible at selling players. The players that we have that we want to like get rid of are on big wages. We can't get rid of them. So there's so many things happening that we need to like really address. And also, while these things are happening, we need to make sure that the club is sustainable. So there's a lot of, people losing their jobs that have been there for years. There's a second round of costs that's coming up. I mean, bro, like everything that could go wrong in Manchester is going wrong right now. The only good thing we have right now that our season is resting on is the Europa League. And so
You play
unfortunately,
tomorrow, right?
you play Thursday. Yeah, there are tomorrow for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the only thing right now that the season is riding on is the Europa League. Even though it's been one of the worst seasons in the club's history, apart from relegation. If we were relegated, it would have been the worst because we were relegated before, and it's just shy of relegation right now. So if we don't win the Europa, this is going to be like probably the second worst season in the club's history. And imagine being a new coach coming in with a new system, and then everything that could go wrong went wrong, even though you weren't expecting it would be this bad. And then I mean, I feel for the coach. It's rough, man. But also, there's some good things. Like if it can get this bad, this is the worst it can get. This is the worst it can ever get. It's only going to be good from this point on. Because I don't imagine it being this worse. Because right now they've learned from their mistakes.
Relegation could happen. Just joking.
If it doesn't happen this season, I don't think it's going to happen again. Like, if we can't score goal and we're still not relegated, they're never going to be relegated again, man. I mean, honestly, I don't
get relegated.
That would be funny. Being this bad anymore. Like next season, I'm thinking we address the striker situation or the attack situation, like get 2 or 3 attackers. Cunha, they're talking about him, but obviously we've been through this thing before where we've been linked with players and everything looks rosy, and the next thing they're signing for another club. Unless he holds the shirt and then we've confirmed that he's signing, then I'll be happy, then I'll believe it. Delap we are linked with, Chelsea were also linked with him, and another few clubs are linked with him. So we need a striker, because our striker is a bit unfortunate that this is like his worst season, even though it's his second season syndrome, a very bad one for that matter. We need a midfielder, we need a right wing back, we need a defender, because I think one of our defenders is leaving the club, and midfield Ericsson is also leaving. We need a midfield to replace him. So I think five solid players we need to replace in that team. And next season, I don't want to base my expectations to be low. I want to probably hit for that Champions League qualification. I want to finish 4th or 5th. I don't want any excuses. Basically, if we have a good summer of transfers, that is my target. 4th, 5th. Yeah, then we can see how we go from there. Yeah. So that's my Man U segment. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will not be like it will be so Arsenal if Man United win the league, the Europa, and Chelsea win the European Conference, and then Arsenal end the season with nothing. It will be so Arsenal. To be honest, I feel sorry, but
it will be. Even though I want them to win it, but it will be really bad if they don't, because the cup the league you guys won, it was supposed to be Arsenal, because apparently Man City were the ones they were stopping them from winning the league. Now, Man City have a poor season, almost barely qualifying for the Europa, and then you see have Arsenal letting somebody else that nobody was expecting to win come all the way and win. And then what's your excuse now? They don't have an excuse anymore. Excuse. So yeah.
But I tell them the secret. They need to do it. If they don't do it, they don't win in the league. Let them get to that 90 points. If they get there, they will win the league.
I think
since Man City came into the league, at least every season the team will get not every season they get 90. For example, Liverpool is on 82 now. If it was necessary for Liverpool to get to 90 this season, they will get to 90 because they have 4 games to go. They will win those games. They are winnable games. Man City, like the season that Manchester United finished second, I think Manchester City finished the season with 89 or something points. But because the league has ended 4 or 5 games earlier, so Man City don't need to win the subsequent games. They just need to play them. Every single season, at least one team is gonna get there. Every single season. So you have to make sure you are there, and then you evaluate if that's enough to win or not. But if you get there, more often than not, you win the league. Like I say, every single club that get there, except of course us that get there twice without winning the league, every single team that gets to 90 points, you win the league. And it has been a number that, you stand a chance of winning the league. Let them get there. They haven't get there yet. They haven't gotten there yet. But I understand the point that also, because of the expectation was Man City was going to be the one who was up there for them, and then all of a sudden it's another team. But you have to be consistent at your own level.
Just keep. That's what I'm saying. Just focus on yourself. Do what you're doing. Don't worry about anybody else. If you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do and you do it, you don't have to worry about anybody else. Don't look at this person is coming, or you're looking at everybody around you, but where you're actually going in front of you. So
I was watching them today. I was watching this guy after the Arsenal, after the PSG game. Lee, he's on Arsenal Fan TV. I think what he said was real. I'm sure Arsenal fans will not want to hear it, but that was the reality. He said, whenever they are under pressure, they choke. Then Robbie asked him, how about Real Madrid? Was Real Madrid not a pressure? Muneko, no, it wasn't a pressure. We were not expected to win against Real Madrid. Real was the team, was the favorite in that one. So they were the ones that were expected to win. But going into this game against PSG, we were the ones we are expected to win this game after winning against Real Madrid, and then they choke. And this has happened in the league in the past against Aston Villa last season, when they are expected to win. When the chips are all, they lose. And this is something that needs to change about that club too. That kind of mentality. I don't know if it's a mentality or is it.
We the outside fans like me, I thought like they have gotten over it because I thought the Real Madrid, they were the favorites. But actually, if you look at it that way, that makes sense. It's still it's still a mentality issue. It's still a mentality issue. Yeah. Okay. That's enough for the fan corner for now. It was. I think it's been a good one. We'll just continue chatting about the league. But yeah, back to FPL.
Let's go back.
Next segment, game week 35 preview. So I think let me just share the fixtures for now, and we'll see.
That will be Bruce. Yeah. SBO.
Yeah.
It's not coming.
Yeah, we have some issues here. Let me see.
Let me bring it. Yeah. That's
okay.
It.
Okay. So we have Man City, Wolves, Aston Villa, Fulham, Everton, Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Brentford, Man U, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. So kind of like a difficult game week. I don't see like a road to points this week. It's kind of difficult because you can see Chelsea, Liverpool, even though Liverpool don't have anything to play for, but I'm sure man like Salah who wants to start.
Yeah, he has the record. They asked him that question. Did you hear that question? They asked him. Like I tell you, he knows all the records that he has around him.
He's breaking. Yeah.
Like they asked him after the game. They say, so like what are you expecting in the next 2 years? Are you expecting to break the Premier League record and stuff like that? And then he was starting to talk about records like the amount of goal involvement that he have, the record in the Premier League. He knows every single thing. Like I'm telling you. But anyway, let's go.
You think he's gonna break Aden Shearer's record? I don't think so.
No. I think it is around 60-70. Around 60-70 at the end of the season, I believe. So if he gets 20 next season, gets 20 the following season, the gap will be 30. And then, he will.
But you need to understand something. Like, I feel like, I think people are underestimating. He is gonna deteriorate. But one thing. Okay. There's one thing. Okay, the first thing is those returns are this season is an exceptional season basically.
Absolutely.
But I don't expect him to have the same number of goals next season. They're gonna start dipping slowly. No. That's my opinion. No. That's number one.
He's on 28. That's why I cut it to 20. I say he's on 29, 28 right now. Salah has scored 20 goals every single season since he came to Liverpool, except one. I think he scored 19. So always his standard is around 20 goals. So this season he's on 28. But I cut that to 20. Like let's say 60% of what he scored this season or 70% of what he scored this season. It's gonna be 20. If he does that for the next 2 seasons, then you are talking about he is around 30 goals behind Alan Shearer. And if he keeps like add 1 or 2 seasons to that, and I'm sure he will be happy to take a pay cut
just
when
to
he's
stay.
just to get these records. Like what is he to play for again? Of course, maybe he might run. The Saudi move will never be. It will never like go away. Just like Ronaldo, he went to 40 years. He went to Saudi. Ronaldo, Salah is a bigger guy in Saudi than Ronaldo, to be honest, because of the nature of the country. So that move will never go away. He can go there anytime he wants. So that money is always there for him if he wants it. But this record is more important to him. I think that's why he stayed. But it will be very difficult.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be difficult because the age where he is right now, and the trajectory, obviously you want more goals, but then the league is getting more difficult. Also, like your age, the league is getting more difficult. Number 3 is also maybe if you guys sign new players and there's competition for his place, you might not get that consistent minutes. There's a lot of things at play here, but we'll see.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things at play. Yeah. But I think he's still young, though. 32. Like Ronaldo and Messi. He's 32. Ronaldo and Messi are playing at 40 years old. So
but they're playing at 40 in different leagues, though. Well, the Premier League is different.
Yeah, of course. But
I think the 32 is not that bad. Let's see.
When did Ronaldo sign for United? Maybe? When did Ronaldo sign for United and got 18 goals?
He was
36, 37, right?
36, yeah.
Yeah. So
3 years ago or so, 2 years
ago.
Still,
exactly.
Actually, right? Yeah,
you never know. But like you say, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah. But there's a possibility.
I'm sure he
basically
there's a possibility. That is the thing. Of course, it's difficult, but it's a possibility.
Yeah. So these are the games. I don't see any easy game here. To be honest,
definitely.
I think the main one is maybe Everton Ipswich, but I think Everton assets this season are not really that popular, basically. And then you have the two relegated teams playing themselves.
Nobody will pick them, right?
Man City, Wolves are on a six game run, but I think they're going to lose this game. Man City, they picked up some form recently in the past few game weeks. Wolves have been since they were relegation bound. They've won 6 games on the trot. 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start having. To get there.
What is this like? I don't even know. There's no point.
They are all relegated already, right?
There's no point. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no good fixture, to be honest. There's no good fixture to.
Arsenal, Bournemouth, Arsenal also are going to keep their big players. That's why Saka, I think, is going to be for me. If I can sell Saka,
a problem.
I don't have to. Yeah, because they're going to rest.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be.
There's no point. There's no point playing Arsenal players anyway. Yeah. But anyway,
I agree.
What does your draft look like in this game week?
My team? Okay, let me show. I've not even made any change. I have 4 transfers in my pocket, but I've not used them yet.
You're living large. Huh? I wanna save. Oh, I think we'll talk about the blank. I think the possibility.
I have 4.
Because you can quickly share the Ben Krellin's.
Okay, let's go there.
Yeah, so we can just quickly talk about it. So there's going to be a double in 36. So you said Aston Villa, Man City, Crystal Palace, and Tottenham.
Yeah.
Those 4 teams are the ones that double, right?
Yeah.
And then that means that in 37, those 4 teams also blank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's basically, I think it's so that's the likelihood. So most likely, it's now time to start like really conserving your chips. I mean your free hit. What am I saying?
Mm-hmm.
Your transfers, basically. So that because you never know if you have a lot of Man City players, because we just came back from like a lot of doubles happening all at once. So you will have to conserve those transfers so that you can get as many players out of these teams and transfer them out as much as possible before 37. Because most managers don't have chips left. I think if you are lucky to have chips left, like kudos, you have done a good job because most of you have played all the chips. No more chips left in the bank, and that's it. Yeah, so
no more chips to go.
Yeah, so that was yeah. So go on with your team. Go back to your team. Let's have a look at your draft or your team for 35.
I think it's gonna be my team. I don't see like. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't see what I will move. I have Martinez in goal. We play Fulham at home. I think the fixtures are good for my players. The ones I have, Munoz. He played Nottingham Forest at home. I would start him. Guardiola against Wolves at home, I will start him. And then Dinia the troll as well. Morgan
I
Rogers.
know, didn't he? Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. And then I have Salah, who plays. Salah is the only Liverpool player I have, and we play Chelsea away from home, which is going to be a very interesting one. But with his records on his side, I think he's a good player to have. He will start and he will play. Eze, Saka, and then up top, you have Isaac, Mateta, and Marmoush. So, like, I don't see any player to get rid of in this team. That is the thing. So, and then who will I bring? Like you said, the fixtures are not that good. So there is no player. There is no urge to bring in any player. There is no urge to bring in any player from the fixtures that you sold. So that's why I would rather maybe save another transfer and then use them for the double and the blank that is upcoming. Anything you will change here, and the bench you see you have Pope, Minte, Trippier, and Lewis. Minte is going back to Newcastle, so I want to start him against Newcastle because of the story. So
he never played for them, right? He never played for them. They just bought him and
he never played for them. He scored against in the FA Cup. He scored against them in the FA Cup, and then he did not celebrate. That was the time he did that celebration. He did not celebrate the goal. And now they are playing in the league. So I'm kind of feeling that I should start him against his former club, because he's usually also a player who is geared up for this kind of
big game player. Yeah, he's a big game player.
Yeah.
That's how you know whether a player is going to be a good player in the future, because he has that what do you call it again? That mentality that he's going to deliver in the big games. When the chips when he's like, when he needs to show himself, when he needs to step up, he always steps up, which is very important.
Yeah. So who will you put him in for? Who will you put him in for? Or do you think? I'm biased against him. That's the thing. But I want to play him though.
Minte, that's the thing. Who would you take out for Minte? I think Eze, or even Saka. I don't think Saka's going to play. I'm
they might rest him, right?
Saka. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna.
The problem is you spend 10 million, 11 million on Saka, and then to put him in the bench. That kind of feeling, is something that you don't want to you don't want to have in FPL. But like you say, I agree with you.
You have to. Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna come in.
I think he's not gonna start.
They don't need the game. If you can just take out all your Arsenal assets, just keep them.
And my captain is on him, Saka. So I will not captain him just because of what you said. Arsenal will not need that game. So maybe I will do that and then hope. Yeah. How about you? How's your team looking?
Yeah, let's see what my team looks like. Where is my team? Okay, I don't know why.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's fine.
That's it.
It's a very similar team to yours. Very, very similar. Yeah. Martinez, Munoz, Bardiol, and Livramento. I have Livramento instead of Trippier, where you have Trippier. Rogers, Murphy. Yeah, Rogers, Murphy, Eze, Salah, captain. Mamouche, vice captain. Mateta, Isaac. So you can see Arsenal and Saka on the bench, Dino on the bench, Saliba on the bench, and Areola. So, yeah. I might even Areola, West Ham have been poor, so I don't think it's fine. I wanted to bring in Areola for Martinez, but there's no point. So yeah, I think at some point, the reason why all of us have similar teams is because of the past few doubles. There's been a lot of doubles, especially with Crystal Palace.
Everybody is following the same players.
Everybody is following the same players, so we all have.
We are fishing in the same pond.
Crystal Palace, 3 Newcastle. We have Aston Villa. We have Man City. So almost most teams are very similar. So.
Yeah, you're all fishing in the same pond, like they say.
Yeah, and the problem is to change this team now. It's going to be difficult, to change a few of these teams. Yeah, because there's another double, and then you have the black. Yeah. So yeah. So, I wish I had a second free hit chip. That would have been nice. But yeah, that's it. That's our teams. Things are winding down now. You can tell because teams are the same, like we just said. Teams are very similar, and then season is almost done. There are a few teams that are playing for something, a few teams that are like they're just on the beach, they're fine where they are, and the teams that are playing for something, I don't think most people have those players like the Chelsea's, the ones that are trying to get in, the Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle. You have a lot of Newcastle, right? All these teams that are trying to get into the fourth Champions League positions, basically fourth, fifth. But yeah,
Yeah, and even
that's
some
that.
FPL managers are on the beach, like myself.
I mean, yeah. You don't. I mean, what else can you do? You've played all the chips. You've followed all the doubles.
There's nothing.
It's just not much, man. Not much.
Yeah,
But yeah,
not
that's
much.
it for this episode of the FPL podcast, the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. Yeah. Anything you wanna close with apart from
I just have to say maybe.
celebrating, of course?
Uh, they just have because we play Chelsea on this weekend, right? And then I
Yeah.
saw this post. Chelsea. I always love to troll them. Caicedo and Lavia. Those were the one of the two
Oh
players two of the players
yeah,
who
funny,
rejected
huh?
us. So they have to give us a lap of honor this time because we are the champions. They have to stand and give us a lap of honor as champions.
Life,
So that is
life is
beautiful.
funny, man. Life is very funny. Yeah, life is funny. And Chelsea,
So yeah, I will
Chelsea are
close
still
with that.
signing. They're also signing. They're still signing players. So I don't know what they're doing. Basically, just becoming
No,
like a
I'm gonna-
mini market or
they, they,
supermarket for
they
players.
are a lost
So, yeah.
team. To be honest, they are a lost team. I've said it a long time ago. They don't know the direction they are going to.
You know,
That is the
they
biggest
signed.
problem. If you don't know where you're
They
going to,
signed. Yeah, they signed. Remember? I forgot who's his name. Kenda, that right wing back we were linked with from Sporting. Our coach used to coach him actually. So we were working on
Oh,
this
really?
deal for the longest time.
Chelsea
And then
signed him?
Chelsea went and Chelsea signed him, but they signed him for like, I don't know, I might be wrong, 40 or something, 50 million euros or something like that. And
Uh-huh.
then they're going to loan him to back to Sporting for the whole of next
Uh-huh.
season. So he's going to come, not this
The
transfer.
following day. Well, they may know something that other clubs don't know. Because
I,
what they are
I
doing
don't
is
know,
not
man. I don't
understandable.
know. But that's Chelsea, man. I mean, that's fine. If you don't want, they're going to sign all the players and keep them in their team. Let's see what happens.
And you know how many players they have like that? In Brazil, in
A
France,
lot.
there are many
A
players.
lot.
A lot
Yeah,
of
it's like anybody, if you're interested in a player, any team they define who's interested, they just go and buy the player and put him in.
I don't know what they are doing. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for supporting the pod. Please check out the Jollof Football, the Jollof Football Bantaba, the home of the Gambian
EFB.
football, and yeah. Please, guys. So, thanks for always for supporting the pod. We catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Goodbye, guys.